pots mean one thing: we're doing more rehousing. Last week we said we'd have more rehousing. The warm weather and the change in air pressure and things like that, a lot of animals start to molt this time of year, May, June, and we've now got an awful lot of stuff that is needing to go into new tubs. Some of the stuff is sort of like preempting moves, so we've got a few spiders that we want to move up into tubs now so that we can leave them in these tubs and let them settle in for a long time. The curly hairs that we have, they don't really need to move, but once I can get them into these pots here, this size, these are 280 and currently they're in the 120s. There is a lot more space in these than a 120 tub. 120, this is a 280. Now, size wise, you're looking at about an inch diameter extra. Height wise, you're looking at about 1 centimetre, but the volume obviously is well over double. If you double this up, you get 240, this is 280, so it's larger than twice the size volume. The spiders, like the curlies, they will use it because most of the slings at the moment do burrow, so these tubs, they do provide a fair bit more growth. Anyway, right, first off, what we've got to do, Hatty is going to be moving up. We did say that we were going to try and put that on last week, but unfortunately with the amount of time that it took to move the very stubborn gigas and the extremely docile lividus, we didn't get around to doing it. So the Hatty is going to be first up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come back here and see what else we need to move. So let's have a look at the Hatty, and then we'll be back. Cereopagopus species Hatty. As you can see, it has webbed up an awful lot. It is a rather large grown on sling now and needs to come out of here and give it more room. What we have for this one is a mantis den 10 by 10 by 15. This enclosure, let's get that out of a sec. This enclosure has got a lovely piece of cork bark at the back. Nice big piece of cork bark, because what they tend to do is they tend to drag up all their soil and make their web curtains up here. So I wanted to give it space back there, which takes up half the depth of the enclosure, so that when it molts and stuff, it's got room. It will probably make some sort of web curtain at the top like it has in this setup. With this one, all I've done is drilled holes and replaced the lid with acrylic lid. Some small 2.5mm holes in there. We've got 4x4, so we've got 16 holes at the top. I have not drilled any holes in the sides or the back or the door, because in this enclosure we have the slits and these like it humid. So deep soil, as you can see, we've come quite deep up towards the back here, and it's about a third of the way up. So hopefully this will be a nice setup for it. It will bring up all the soil at the back and it will live in that sort of web sock at the back. These ones are a little bit fast, but we should be okay. What we're going to probably do is we're probably going to have enclosure, this sort of like really useful box. We'll have another really useful box. We'll put these setups in. I'm going to get some catch cups around the edge, and we will take this one slowly because they're fast. So let's get this back in here. If there's enough room, that is. If there's not enough room, then we won't bother. Yeah, okay. Not going to work. Rethink. Let's just move it like this. It'll be fine. We've got enough space with this stuff here. As long as I put catch cups around the edge, then we'll be absolutely fine to grab hold of this one if it decides to do a bolt. So we've got 1 catch cup, 2 catch cup, 3, 4, should be good enough. We'll grab a 5th one just in case, like that, and we should be good to go. Right, I mean, the rehouse has been fine so far, so what am I bothered about, eh? Let's open the lid of this one. Again, this one likes to move. Where is it at the moment? Down in its burrow by the looks of things. So we're going to see, we'll lift out the cork and we'll see what happens with this one. Not too excited about doing this. Okay, looks like the spider's going to stay. No. Okay. Right, excuse me being quiet just then. Spider's now in its setup, it's about to come out, so I might as well angle that towards there and just hope that it decides to go up. Give it a little brush. It's going back down its little tunnel. These are quite fast and quite feisty. Where's it gone? Right down in the base. It's gone right down into the base of this enclosure now. So I've pulled out all its webbing, hasn't been very happy about it. And now it's gone burying itself. These do like to bury quite a bit. Like I say, that's why I've given it, even though we've got like this arboreal setup, we've given half substrate at the back. It will bring all that up, so it will be quite near the top on that one. Let's see if we can get this one to move out. Come on. Come on. Okay, good, good, good. Let's go that way. Come on. Does not want to come out. Shock horror. Shock horror. See if we can encourage it back out of this setup. Come on. So I'm going to keep poking it. First of all, because that's not very nice for the spider. Second of all, it just pees them off. Let's try and get some of this substrate out. I don't want all this substrate to come crashing down on the spider itself, see? We'll get out all the loose bits. Let's see if we can entice it forward. Come on. It molted recently, like probably about, I don't know, 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So it's got plenty of time before it molts again. But it's more of a case of looking at the size of it now. Not that you're going to be able to see it down there, it's very dark. I want to get the spider out and have a look at it really. Working black soil with a black spider. I can see its abdomen, I can see its carapace. It's starting to get its adult colours now. And it was just in there webbing as I'm trying to move it. Nice and gentle. Right, we've made contact with it, and we haven't broken contact with it, but we want it to move this way. So, get its leg. Come on. Every single rehouse we've done so far has been extremely stubborn, hasn't it? Come on. To be fair, like I've said in every single one, none of them want to move because they're on their webbing. Come on. Right, there we go. It's got its little hooks on all of the enclosure. Right, there we go. It's out. Shall we have a look at this one, shall we? Hopefully now it's found the substrate, it might move forward a little bit. It is, what you can't see on here is the fact that this thing is holding on with these claws, like its little toe hooks that they've got. It is digging in deep to the point where he does not want to let go. Come on, dude, we know you want to move. This is going to take a while. I was expecting it to be quite feisty today, and it obviously doesn't seem to be, which is fine. But I do wish it had sort of oh, brush underneath. Let's try and help you move along a little bit. There we go. Now it's found some cork bark. Loads of room to grow. Lovely arboreal setup. You're talking about something that's going to burrow down but also dig up its cork bark quite high. Right, that's enough of me rambling. Spider's gone into its new home. It's all set up in there. It's on the cork bark now. It will take a while for this one to settle, but no bolts is good. So wow, the Hatty. Another extremely difficult rehouse. Didn't really want to move too much either. It sat on that doorway for quite a time, but beautiful spider, as you can see. And now it's in its new setup. It's already been in there a couple of days, to be honest, and what it's actually now done is dug up all the earth like I said it would round the back of its cork bark, and it has made a lovely tunnel all the way up the back end, so looks really good. Next up, what have we got? Well, we've got a kraken to move, and we're going to be doing that today. The Killibrachys species kaeng kraken. This one doesn't tend to burrow much. It has got the opportunity to burrow, but it hasn't burrowed much. So I'm not going to put it in super deep tub just yet. I want to see what it does. It's feeding, it's eating well, it's just put on a bit of size. I want to see it. Let's have a look at the kraken and see how that one goes, shall we? Okay, back in Rehouse Central, and we have the kraken to move. Currently it's in one of these 280 pots, but one molt, and I'm not sure if you can see, but it's effectively this big in here. Probably got room for a molt, but this has got no room really. It's just circling round here all the time when it needs feeding. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade into this tub, which will give, as you can probably see, an awful lot more room. It's a lot bigger. These ones are 1.2 litres, so we're going from 280 ml to 1.2 litres, so it's like volume wise just under a litre bigger. Right, I don't know how this one's going to move today. The kraken can sometimes be quite calm, other times it can be an absolute nightmare, so we'll have to wait and see how this one goes. Right. Okay. We have a new setup. I mean, the new setup's nice. It's for a few months anyway. You've got a hide, deep substrate, a little bit of variety with regards to leaf litter and the fake plants. Nice water bowl in there for it, which will just fill up. Bit of moisture down in this corner. Give the substrate a bit of a soak in. As you can see, go straight down in the soil here, moisten that up a little bit. This soil's not super damp, but it's nowhere near dry either. Right, let's, with all the way that the rehouses have gone recently, the only thing with this one is as soon as I do touch the lid on this, it moves to where the lid is being open. Beautiful spider. Again, quite fat, quite chunky. This one's probably going to molt, I would think, soon. So get it in here now while we've got time, and hopefully it can molt and have space to do so. I've been a little bit nervous after having a couple of bad molts with regards to making sure they've got more than adequate space. I'm not saying that the enclosures they're in has caused the bad molts, but it's in the back of my mind that I want to upgrade them sooner rather than later. Loads of people have a lot of success with spiders in smaller setups. I've just got this playing on my brain at the moment, so I want to get them upgraded now. Right, let's get this one moving, shall we? What we'll start by doing is clearing off some of this webbing that's on top without making the spider go bolty, shall we? See if we can move this one out. There's a gap in the webbing here. If we can get it to go forward and go that way, that would be ideal without absolutely freaking it out. Cool. Let's go. Can you go that way, please? You're going to turn around and face me, are you? Okay, right. Down that way then. Let's go that way. Let's go this way. There's no need to be threat posing me. Okay. We're going to catch cup this one up. Small vial, this one here. Catch cup it up and see how it goes. Well, we'll try and catch cup it up anyway, because this one otherwise is not going to play ball. So, do apologise for my hand being in the way on this one. Maybe it won't need to be. I'll put this down here. Give this one. Oh, we go in there or not? What are you doing? You're just going to... Okay. Let's get your webbing out of the way. Right. The killer brackets are quick. Yeah, and that's the only thing you have to be a bit careful of. They can be extremely quick. But this one just seems to be quite chilled. Not going to get caught up in the catch cup by the looks of it. So what we'll see is if we can actually get this out. This way. Oh. Come on, Kraken. Come on. Off. This is the point where it probably will run if it's going to, once it's off its webbing. Don't breathe. Stunning colours on this one at the moment. It's like that bronzy look, which they do darken down as they get older. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, that is chunky. It hasn't eaten in a while. It's just, I think it's getting ready for molt. Probably why it's actually so docile, to be fair. But yes, another, as you can see, I mean, it's like this big. Nice big setup. Loads of room in there to move. Hopefully it will make some good webs in there. And we won't have to worry about it being rehoused anytime soon. Right, let's go back to the other room. Awesome. Okay, another rehouse done. That's brilliant. the only thing really I've got to mention now is a little update from the room. Frog seems very happy now. It's now got a 50-watt bulb over the top of him and it's getting the heat up to like 27 degrees, 28 degrees and sitting quite comfortably, and he's a little bit more active and he's eating a little bit better now. It does seem to have improved him somewhat. We still have to get the proper UVB set up over him. He has got some UVB, but he needs proper UVB over the top of him, and that's going to be hopefully added this week. Avic is still on her sack. She's moving it around still, the sack still looks clean, but we have no news on the Avic sack. She's still just clutching onto it and moving around with the sack. Pairing wise, we have Reduncus that's been going on this week. We also have Carapoensis, which is also going on this week. And the Purians as well, another pairing that we're trying to get sorted out. So lots of things going on in this room. Unfortunately, we did lose our old male Kraken at the beginning of this week. He matured, but as he matured and came out of his molt, he got his hooks caught and broke both his pedipalps. So unfortunately he was eating, but he was never going to be able to be paired, and unfortunately nature took its course with him, and he actually was only mature for about 4 or 5 months. So shame that we lost him. He was very, very small male, but yes, he's basically gone, and that's literally the only loss we've had. Couple of the ones that we are nursing from bad molts are still doing okay. We have the Rufus, which was a terrible molt. That one is still okay and still eating, so hopefully we can get this one to a molt and get that one to molt out. But apart from that, there's nothing else really to mention. Sorry about not going live last week. We've got a lot of things going on here, so probably not going to be doing too many lives at the moment, but we will get these videos done and out to you guys on a weekly basis still, so bear with me while I get other things done in my life. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, consider leaving a comment if you haven't done so before, anything you want to see. I get a lot of comments saying nice video, this and the other, but if there's anything you do actually want to ask or see, this and the other, let me know. Do you want me to do a tour of the room? Do you want me to do ask me anything type videos? You know, what sort of stuff do you want to see? Anyway, I'll catch up with you next week. That's me done. I'll see you later.